All right, so Ethan Morton just back from Spain. Ethan, I assume you're good doing this interview in Spanish.
No, not at all.
So how was the trip to Spain? What did you take out of it, and what was the experience like, and all that stuff?
It was just such a great experience, man. I think it was just a great life experience in general. Anytime you go to another continent, um, I think you learn a lot. Um, and obviously the basketball was a big part of that, but
Mm,
which just anytime you get an experience like that, I think it's pretty cool. And just getting to, gel with a group of guys quickly and learn from a different group of coaches. You just see a lot of different perspectives, and it gives you a shortened sense of how to bring a team together,
hmm
which I think is important for us this year, since we do have a lot of new pieces, or pieces that redshirted, or haven't been in the fold before, including haven't been in the fold seriously, including myself.
Right.
So all those experiences are important when it comes to getting back in the fall and building a great team for the season.
Is there a particular perspective maybe you took from it?
I think just I there's a lot of different stuff. Um, for me, I think it's just about doing the little things, um, and those will lead to big things, hopefully.
Mhm.
Um, and it was a good experience. I think just playing also because like last year, when the team we went over with had a lot of good players and we just had a lot of guys, so we were all playing like short bursts of minutes. So it kind of reaffirmed that experience of like just sort of be solid in those minutes,
Right.
um, and then that'll build some more stuff. But but yeah, overall, I think it was just um, just be simple and sort of play to your strengths, and more stuff will come from that as time goes on.
Right. Are you a big tourist guy when you go on trips like this, or is it kind of all
Uh,
basketball?
yeah, a little bit. It was definitely cool to sightsee, but after the first couple of days and you play like a game or two, then you kind of just want to just chill out
Yeah.
and play basketball and enjoy the nice weather. So
Do you guys? I know it was the 30th anniversary of the Dream Team or something being over in
uh,
Barcelona. Did you guys do anything in terms of seeing any sights in that regard? Talking to any
yeah,
people, kind of uh, retracing their footsteps or anything? Or
yeah, we went and visited. They have like a more, they call it like the Olympic, I don't know, circle. It's just where they have a lot of their facilities
Mhm.
and stuff, and it's like on a hill. And then we went to the museum that they have for the '92 Olympics, and got a chance that this guy spoke to us. His name was Eddie. I'm blanking on his last name, but he's a really big um, fixture over there, and he played basketball, and he was around the team a lot, I guess, when they were over there, and he's done a lot of stuff, with basketball and sports, and just
Right.
events since then. So that was cool, to kind of talk to him and get his perspective on everything.
It just dawned on me you weren't even born when the Dream Team played over there. So I guess I'm kind of dating myself here. How important was it to I guess get in competitive situations this summer? I don't know what your guys' practices were like this summer, but you guys were down so many guys that I don't know if it was a typical summer in that regard. Just the importance of you and Brandon getting to actually, kind of compete, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it was a weird summer. Um, just talking to everybody, even asking around, it sounded like we haven't had a summer like that in a while, with just a lot of guys out, and guys just sort of floating in and out for different reasons. Whether
Right.
Dave came on in the middle of the summer, and we had different injuries pop up for guys, and Zach was doing some stuff with Team Canada, so just a lot of inconsistency, which is weird for us because normally we're super, and it's nobody's fault. Just normally we're super consistent and always
Mhm.
have guys. But I think we definitely made the most of it. Um, we were able to, we still, played a lot of pickup, which was good for us. And when we did have the guys in practice, I think we really got after it, even when we were short. Um, but now this was definitely a good experience. You get to see different faces and play against different faces instead of playing against the same guys, every day.
Right.
Um, so it was a good experience just from that, and just seeing kind of how, you know, dudes from different programs, play differently, how they're wired, all that kind of stuff. I think gives you a sense of what you can, how you can adjust your approach when you go back to school as it pertains to how you play, sort of.
Right.
And you also have a little bit of a read on, team guys that you might see down the road, in the season.
Right.
But it was definitely important to get some of that, just competitive, action against other guys. So it was a good learning tool for us, for sure.
How did you play? And anything over there you wanted to kind of work on or emphasize or show people? I'm sure it was a little bit of a different deal for you, just being on a thrown together team, somebody who,
Yeah,
accentuates other people's value as much as he exhibits his own. I'd
right.
imagine there maybe are some challenges with just playing on a team that was just kind of thrown together.
Yeah, 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 and that's the hard thing about a team like that. There's very little time to sort of
Mm-hmm.
figure everybody out. So for me, the approach I've sort of always taken, as you can probably tell, you've known me long enough now, and just ever since, even when I was in high school playing on a team where I was the best player, like I always have sort of taken the approach of like getting other guys going first, sort of,
Yeah.
sometimes to a detriment, maybe being too unselfish, like at the beginning of things. So that was my biggest thing when we went over there, when we got in practice, like just do the little things and make guys better. Because a lot of guys in those situations, I think, try to be like hyper aggressive and just score the basketball, which is great. Like you need that, there's always a need for that. But I think in a situation like that where the coaches were emphasizing if you just move the ball a little bit
Yeah.
each possession, playing, overseas. Obviously, the style is a lot different, but if you just move the ball a little bit, you get a good shot. So I was sort of, I think, trying to facilitate that a lot throughout the games, just because I felt like, that's just always how I've sort of tried to approach the game. So I tried to do that. I can always be more aggressive. I think that's going to be something that people will always say about me, no matter how long I play, which is something I obviously am working at and have worked at this summer and will continue to work at, every single day, because the guys, at school push me a lot to do that as well.
Yeah.
But it's always that fine line of, making guys better, but sometimes you got to make plays for yourself
Right.
to earn that respect of making plays for other guys. But yeah, I think that was my approach, just trying to be selfless and get things going, and then defensively just playing super hard. I think I had some decent moments, on defense last year, and I think I want to build off that and really be a consistent great player on that side of the ball. And hopefully offensively, things come along too, just with opportunity and being in the game longer, hopefully, and just trust in my instincts and stuff. But I was happy with how it went for the most part. I mean, I know this is like a too long answer for you because I babble, but for it, as far as the as a situation of being thrown together, I thought it went pretty well. So
This will be the first of probably 200 times I ask you this question this season, but what position were you playing?
just all over, and I was actually thinking about it. I don't know why yesterday when, um, I feel like now I can just, the easiest way for me to answer that is I'm just a basketball player, and it's easier said than done now that
Yeah.
kind of the way the game has shifted. And I know we like to put a label on positions just because of all the sets that we run, but I was sort of all over the place. I was probably slotted more as a 3-4 when we were playing over there, just because we had a lot of smaller guards
Mm-hmm.
that needed to handle the ball. But I always look at it like in those situations, like if I get a rebound or if I'm near the guy that's getting the outlet, like I want the ball because I know I can make plays in transition. And there was a few times where I initiated offense or initiated plays, and it's like I can, you know, I feel like I can do it all. So it's just
Yeah.
a matter of whatever we need, and you just never know what can happen. I mean, knock on wood for us, hopefully we're healthy, but injuries and guys being out, so just the more versatility I can give us, I think the better off we are because we can adapt to a lot of different situations.
Right. So do you see this season at Purdue for you being another a situation where you're playing a lot of one position or still a little bit of like four?
Um, four would be really tough for me
Well,
to
three or
answer.
four, one of that.
I know at the four, just in the front court in general, we have so much depth right now
Yeah.
between
Oh,
Zach.
just to be clear, I meant four different positions, not the four.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. I think that's going to be. I think that'll probably be the case, and that's on me just to make sure that I know all the plays and
Mm-hmm.
know where I fit in everywhere. But I think just because of the pieces we have, as far as like Brandon, I think is gonna be a great score for us and like just be run off a ton of screens and just shoot a lot of shots for us because that's his bread and butter. And even though I know we recruited Dave as a quote unquote like point guard. I think he's a great scorer too, so that can move him around off the ball as well. Um, but then if there's just a lot of different lineups you can throw out there with bigger wings, and then maybe I slide to the point. There's a lot of in my mind. There's a lot of different combinations that could happen, and I think that's one of my bigger keys. I can kind of slide in to wherever the lineup opens up for me, whatever's needed, and on both sides of the ball. I think I have confidence in myself that I can. I'm not going to jam the ball for 40 minutes straight, but I can give you some good run, whether it's on a small guard or a bigger wing, and all I'm going to do is just play hard and give my best effort on
Right.
that side.
Right. Um, can you assess your guys' point guard situation right now, and where might you fit into it, if at all?
Um, it's weird, and part of it is we didn't,
Yeah.
comes back to practice, and we didn't have a ton of guys, so we didn't just get a ton of live reps at it. It's hard to assess because obviously Braden was out, the whole summer, and Dave sort of came on late. So there's a lot of for me. I kind of like the idea of like a point guard by committee approach. I think that's sort of lightens up everybody's load a little bit as far as when we play, and it's different. Every game's different. Some games there's not going to be a jam, and you're just going to bring the ball up, and it's just whoever initiates the offense. Some games there's going to be a guy ball
Mm-hmm.
hawking 20 feet. But if you have multiple ball handlers, then you sort of alleviate that with someone else just bringing the ball up. Or there's going to be games where you see zone pressure, and obviously it's a full team effort, to break the press. But I'd still say it's really hard to kind of assess just because there isn't much to go off of from the summer, and we have
Right.
guys that still are very new to the situation. But I've always said I'm willing to do whatever the team needs, and if that's something that they need, from me, I'm very comfortable doing it. I did it
Mm-hmm.
in high school, and even when I first, at the very very beginning of my career when I came back, did it in a very small sample size. So I just have to continue to build confidence in my ball handling and playmaking and all this stuff, and I feel good about it. And we can always be better, but I feel like I'm in a good spot with that.
Right. Just the last thing I wanted to ask you. Obviously, more minutes this year, presumably more shots and things like that. Just how important is it to you? How much is it on your mind to? And I know Painter will talk to some of you guys about this. Just don't change as a player. Just do what you've always done. Don't try to be something else
Right.
because the role might or the opportunities might change or the team might need something different. Is that something that's been communicated to you, or is that something it's dawned on you on its own? Or
Yeah. I know he'll bring that up a lot. He talked about that a lot I remember when we were freshmen, because I think we had a similar team as far as a lot of the older guys that run the team were kind of stepping into roles
Right.
guys like us that are older now are stepping into. Like, so, and that sort of goes back to when you asked me about how I played over in Spain. You know, I tried just to be myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in my mind I'm never going to be like an unbelievable scorer, just take a high volume of shots every game. Now you never know, depending on what the game plan dictates or what the defense gives you, because you have to make them respect you. But I know in my mind I can be a great, a great playmaker and a great defender and a great teammate and a great leader. And so I already know that. You know, I think just being myself and being solid like I was last year, and knowing that there's obviously going to be more opportunities, and to take them when they're there, but don't take them at the expense of taking other people out of rhythm or taking other people out of their game or just sort of messing up the rhythm of the team. So I think that's the approach I'm going to take, and obviously it's going to be a learning experience, you know, with a lot of new guys. So it'll be an adjustment and sort of a feeling out process as the year goes on, but that's all part of growing as a team and knowing that not everything's going to be perfect. And if I could go back to last year, I think we would all. You never want to stink at any point in the year or be bad the whole point of the year. But if I could go back, I would trade how we played in November for how we played in April 100
Mm-hmm.
times out of 100. So I've told this to people a lot. I look at North Carolina, and did they have a very good year up until March? No. But they found a way to get in the tournament, and then look what happened. They, are playing national championship and maybe have a chance to win the whole thing. So I'm not advocating for us to stink for 3/4 of the year and then all of a sudden get hot and go on a run. But I am saying, sometimes with new teams and a lot of new guys, it takes time to figure it out.
Yeah.
So as long as we just work hard every day and give it our best and know we're giving it our best to figure things out, the way we play and the way the coaches we have and the guys we have, we'll figure it out in time. And if you give yourself a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, anything can happen. So I'm just excited for that. And, I know we have the guys in the room to be a great team. So I'm excited for it.
Sounds good. Ethan, I think that's all I needed to ask you. Can you say anything in Spanish?
Nah,
Didn't think any.
boy,
I'm kidding. I
yeah.
don't want to put you on the spot there. So, all right, man. We'll see you when you get back to campus.
Yep. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Ethan.
it.